just for all you guys, just talk about. I talked to some of you guys last week. You said the season wasn't over. You guys got the big win. Just talk about that redemption feeling of getting the win and saying the season's not over.
I mean, it was a great win. Anytime you get a ranked opponent come into your house, and you get a win over a ranked opponent, it's always a good feeling. And everything aside, that win is, what sparks us. That's what's going to spark us. We know we have a talented team. We have the people to do it. We have the discipline to get it done. At the end of the day, we just needed a spark. And I feel like this would have been this is our spark right here to get our season started.
I just want all week long, Coach talked about, go off what Kamali said, Coach talked about that spark that we needed. He talked about we just need one. We need one spark. And he talked about how a wildfire starts. It just starts with one spark, and you can't stop it until it decides to go out. And he just talked about that we just needed that one spark and play one game at a time and he told us play this game like it was our first game and it was our last game. And I feel like that's what we went out there and we played like it was our last game and it was our only game of the year.
I heard Coach Hatt say, when you're done the lemon, make lemonade. Our first part of our season, it was a pretty hard schedule. We're pretty confident in what we have left in the rest of the schedule, and we ready to take off on this plane. We finna make some things happen.
Another offensive performance record breaker, at least one person with KD, or actually, he threw 6 touchdowns. Just talk about when that offense is going with all you guys out there. Navarre had the big game this game, but it's been all three of you guys that have shown through.
Yeah, that's the thing about our offense. And if a defense wanted to key in on one person, we got 2 or 3 other guys that can do the same thing, make the same big plays that the next guy can make, and that what makes our receiving core so elusive. Before Saturday, a lot of people probably didn't know about Navarre Griffin, but after the game, I'm pretty sure they knew who he was, and that's how our offense rolled.
Talk about the improvement defensively. Start with you just on the end on Saturday. I know you're on the field a long time, but you guys made big plays when you had to.
Yeah, this week we focused big on the run, big run team, and all week long we pounded run, and we've been struggling with gaps and containing our gaps, playing our position, and not having anybody do their own thing out there. And I feel like that this week we were very gap sound, and we played all our gaps, and I feel like, once we got together and we did that as a defense together and played our positions and not try to be a superstar, I feel like that we shut them down the way we needed to.
Also, leading tackler out with not having Jackson available, then St. Pierre to come in, lead the team in tackles. That's an amazing feat for someone like that.
Very much so. St. Pierre, he's a hard worker, very hard worker. He don't, at practice, he don't get to go with the ones. And Coach always tells us, he's like, don't count your reps, make your reps count, and St. Pierre is one of those guys. He gets out there and he plays hard when he gets reps, and he pays attention in meeting room, and he knows what to do. And so Coach said, when your time's called, be ready. And, Saturday he was ready for his time.
And to you two guys, I want to talk about Katie Humphreys, the kind of 2 weeks he's had. He's put together 2 phenomenal weeks back to back. And this past week, he was really on. That really has to inspire you out there to have him making the big plays and the big catches that go along with it, too. Just go ahead and address that.
Well, to reiterate on what you're saying, yeah, he's just an amazing athlete. Everybody played a part in it as well. O-line's job is to block, and, you can't accomplish anything without a line. So offensive line did their blocking. Receivers ran their perfect routes. Running back did his job on blocking, running routes, catching the ball, and he just made those throws. receiver's job is to catch. They made catches.
We had went down an old lineman, you know. I seen one thing that stood out to me about KD's performance last week was he stood in the pocket and made big throws and took some big licks from some big D linemen. So, I mean, that was I think that was a great accomplishment for him. You know, KD can do some pretty nice things with the ball in his hand, and we all confident with him as our quarterback.
Of course, Ospie coming up, rivalry game. You guys have a big win. Now you may have to worry about a little bit of a letdown. They haven't won a game yet. They've been getting blown out by a lot of teams. So just talk about keeping the mindset right, knowing that you have a winnable game coming up on Saturday.
Each game is a winnable game, but we just take it 1 week at a time, prepare one game at a time. You know, Austin P this week, we're going to focus on Austin P. Coach has say every game is a big game. You know, it may be either it's the 23rd ranked team or it's a no ranked team. Every game's a big game.
Yeah, basically going back on that, I mean, we underestimate no one. Like you said, every game is a big game. Play every game like it's our last, and that's how we go out every game.
Well, I feel like that we can't go in this game, you know, thinking, you know, that they've been getting beat and, you know, they've been getting blown out because, I mean, we know by last year that, you know, against SEMO that, you know, that's not the case. You know, anybody can show up on any day, and I feel like that we need to practice like we do every single week this week as this game's one of the biggest games of the year, you know, and just keep taking each game each week and practicing like we know how to practice and play how we know how to play.
And I know it's easy to say, but is this the week where you guys realize it's up to you and what you guys do? The coaches have done everything that they can do for you guys. It's on you guys to get it all done.
Definitely. The coaches, they have supported us, and you know they gave us everything that they've known, and I mean we've learned so much, but now's the time that we have to take what we've learned in film room and on the field at practice and put it in the game. And I believe that we're getting to that point to where we're starting to come together as a team and actually doing the things that coaches have wanted us to be doing for the long time.
Just to share on that, I mean, coach's job is to coach, and our job as players is to get it done on the field. I mean, we don't ask much from them, but to tell us what to do and how to do it, and we go out there and make those plays.
All right, this one's for any of you guys coming into the season. Obviously, the goal, conference championship. Just talk a little bit about, as well as JSU and EKU were playing, you guys to have a shot need to win out. Was that at the back of your minds at all?
Well, I can tell you exactly what's in the back of my mind. I can't speak for everybody, as you know. But what's in the back of my mind is, just like Coach said, play every game like it's your last. I mean, I do think about it, and, you know, at the times I catch myself thinking about it, I just go back to reiterate on what Coach said, is play every game like it's your last. And I think as long as we do that, we'll be fine.
My freshman year here, I remember it was a three-way tie. 3 teams went to the OVC playoffs from the OVC. I mean, you can only do what you can, you know, what God allow you to do. We just gotta pray and hope for the best. But we gonna take everything one game at a time, you know, and we gonna be ready for whatever is set for.
And going off what Kamali was saying is, you know, I'm sure every athlete, you know, thinks about it when they're off the field and, you know, when they're sitting in the house and stuff. But once you come over here, you know, you got to focus on the week that's ahead of you and your opponent that's coming up, and you gotta push that aside. You know, everybody wants to make the playoffs and win the OVC, but like Kamali said, you can only do what your team can do. And I feel like that you know, if it's the best for, I feel like that we could win out, and I feel like that that's what we got to focus on. We got to focus on going each week and winning each game.